So I feel like it began 3 years ago when I was 41. I was able to identify this mild pain in my sacrum, which is the exact spot where it all began 30 years ago. It was in the early 1990s. I was 14 years old. Then I played basketball a lot every day on concrete floor. I first ignored this pain on my left Achilles tendon and the bottom of my right foot. In one morning, the pain got so severe that I could not stand up on my feet when I woke up. I literally had to crawl to move around. I was crippled as a middle school student. By the time I became a high school student, I had no other choice other than walking on crutches. Despite this problem, I made a move to go to high school in the United States in the 11th grade. When conditions worsened, I used crutches to move around. I was in pain all the time and lived all my teenage crippled. Meanwhile, I could barely understand a word of English in my first year in the United States. One day, I remember my American classmate, this muscular kid, criticizing me, saying that I was not giving my 100% during a gym class, although I was limping around, trying everything that I could possibly do. At that time, I didn't know how to defend myself, as then I could barely make a full sentence. Nevertheless, I worked hard to go to an Ivy League school, and I did make it to one of the best liberal arts colleges. Anyway, being in Korea or in the United States, I visited a lot of doctors' offices. No one in either country was able to come up with a solution, just saying rheumatic inflammation. How was I able to go abroad despite this disease? That was because of this religious faith. I was a member of this very strict church since age 1. And my parents were convinced that God will somehow cure this disease. I'll talk about this subject matter in a separate video. In the end of my freshman year in college, conditions were so dire that I couldn't even fall asleep or move any part of my body. The pain got just too much. That was the 8th year of suffering from ankylosing spondylitis. I came back home in Korea and visited the country's best hospital, Samsung Hospital. That was the first time that I was sent to endocrinology instead of orthography department. Apparently, none of other doctors knew what they were doing in those 8 years. So this young and very friendly doctor said, "I'm going to take care of this. You should go get medical examination for military service right away. Military doctors don't know about this rare disease. So you should go when you are doing this bad." So I ended up getting exempt from the mandated military service, and conditions improved as he used right medicine. Finally, in following semester in school, I fully recovered. However, I met him a bit too late, after conditions were as bad as they could get. My both feet and some toes were deformed forever. I cannot wear regular shoes, but special running shoes. For dress shoes, no matter how specially designed, I can wear them around in office for just a few minutes. So how did I live with this disease for the following 25 years? Although I exercised diligently, I began using substances, as I was trying to get myself free from that church which was all full of rules and regulations on individuals. I wasn't able to drink coffee, I wasn't able to drink Coca-Cola, I wasn't able to smoke or drink. In the real world, I built credentials in news broadcasting and law that no one else has so far been able to build. Yet, I was rejected by over 1,300 companies and worked at 40 different jobs, ranging from Merrill Lynch in New York and a busboy in a Japanese restaurant in Philadelphia. In that restaurant, the owner didn't allow us to eat while working for 12 straight hours a day, and that made the disease recur a little bit. From my early 30s, I began suffering from panic attack, which lasted for at least 10 years. I nearly went bankrupt in my late 30s. Occasionally, once or twice a year, I had to take a day off because I wasn't doing well health-wise, and the pain from ankylosing spondylitis came back and made me limp. I was sent to ER several times due to high blood pressure in my early 40s. That's when I quit drinking alcohol and coffee and took that entire year off. Also, this is when I started feeling this persistent pain again. Oh my God, not again. Compared with 30 years ago, I'm dealing with this differently. First of all, a lot of stretching and regular exercise. I quit my last job, which was considered very good by others, but stressful due to a lot of BS and corruption in news journalism, and also I minimized stress factors and began pursuing my dream in really focused ways. So the best way to contain the disease is to live happily, on the condition that it doesn't become like stressful work. Watch what you eat, and you have to control yourself. Let me say it again. Trying to live a healthy life cannot be work that can be stressful. It's like a hobby that is fun and makes you happy. In this way, it can be blessings in disguise. Thanks to this rare illness you have to live with, you can be more health conscious, prevent yourself from being workaholic or successholic like a lot of people in this culture, and take a step back to assess what truly matters to you. You could be asking yourself, why do I have to fall behind in this competition? Shouldn't I be doing something? Can I waste my youth like this? Is it okay to be taking a break like this? The disease allows you to spend time and energy more effectively instead of overworking yourself. There are things that you can control in life and other things you cannot. And those opportunities that will change your career or even life are totally out of your control. Instead, you can focus on those basics, be consistent, and take a small step every day. And that's how you can grab those chances, as you have prepared yourself financially, career-wise, and skill set-wise. The greatest gifts ankylosing spondylitis gave me are work ethic and discipline to be healthy and more effective, patience, perseverance, and unique perspectives on things that shape our life and the world. Actually, recent numbers including heart rate suggest I'm healthier than ever in my life. So remember, it's never too late. So long as you focus on those basics, you're never left behind. You will always be tested on your patience no matter what you do and no matter where you are. Blessings always come in disguise, and it's persistency that will make you a winner. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.